about the role of the diet as a preventative strategy for Alzheimer's disease. So it's all about the diet in the end, so I'm going to explain a little bit about that. Kevin already covered the acknowledgement of country as well, and both Kevin and Steph covered as well, very explaining about the dementia here, the current scenario about dementia in Australia. The only point that I would like to reinforce is about the economic burden. The last scenario on 2021 summary report showed in 2018-19, $3 billion was spent on health and aged care directly for dementia here in Australia. And also, talking about the large window of opportunity to work on prevention, as Steph explained very well. So that's very important. Once the number of people with dementia will exceed 1 million by 2058. So, but what are the current dietary interventions related with neurological diseases or brain function, or even though dementia, Alzheimer prevention here? So we do have the three mostly studied dietary partners. We do have the Mediterranean diet, the MED diet, the DASH, the dietary approach to stop hypertension, DASH diet, and the third and the recent one, the newest one, is the Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurocognitive delayed, the MIND diet is my main focus of my PhD. Once we are studying then the Alzheimer, our current lifestyle clinical trial undertake on the ARF, Australia Research Foundation. So, first of all, I'm going to explain a little bit about the Mediterranean diet. As I said, it's the most studied dietary pattern study worldwide. It's a plant-based diet, so it's not meat-based. So basically, they recommended a diet high in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, and the most used form of health, oil or fat, extra virgin olive oil. The main points of the Mediterranean diet is the daily consumption of vegetable, fruits, whole grains, and health fats, with focus on extra virgin olive oil and avocado and nuts, for example, the main focus, and I will explain why they focus so much on those health fats, especially to protect the brain and increase the brain health and function. And weekly intake of fish for the same reason, with the omega-3 fatty acids, poultry, beans, and eggs, and moderate portions of dairy products, and limited intake of red meat. Also, they recommend consumption of red wine, but I didn't put in there because it's my main problem in my consultations. But yeah, they do recommend red wine, but limited consumption, of course. It's my main problem with the participants. So here's just a summary. It's a pyramid of the Mediterranean diet. So we have in the large size, the B, physical activity, so enjoy meals with other. So we have to, and then we have, in the top of that, we have the smaller size, red meat and sweets. In the middle, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, health oils, for example. So they recommend that. In the top, the smaller size, as I said, wine, red meat, and sweets. But what the research finds of MED, which the main research finds of the MED diet related to brain function? So the MED diet has evidence for reducing decline in brain function, particularly from brain deterioration markers, so reducing brain shrinkage, okay, which found in AD, as Steph explained before. We do have experience of brain shrinkage, and the diet is related with that, the MED diet. The recent research found that. And people who adhere to the MED diet have less decline in certain aspects of cognitive health, especially those one at genetically higher risk of developing dementia. AD is linked to brain, as I said, shrinkage, and the staff as well. And they show that people who eat more closely to the Mediterranean diet could have a greater cortical thickness in AD, or less brain shrink rate and in the vulnerable brain areas, and larger brain volumes, including brain volume, gray matters, and white metavolumes, they're all related with cognitive function, those areas. So improvement in a diet by 1 point of the MED diet score can result in decrease in 20% in brain amyloid beta toxin protein marker as well in 1 year period. And the other dietary partner study related to the brain function is the DASH, the dietary approach to stop hypertension. Originally, the diet was created to protect the heart and decrease hypertension, but we all know the Alzheimer's, hypertension, high blood pressure could be a risk factor for dementia, so that's why they're also interesting by the research community in study the DASH diet as well, related to brain health. So originally is a reduction in sodium intake and increase intake of foods that are rich in other nutrients that can help to lower blood pressure, as for example, fiber, for example, and good health. We have 2 versions of the DASH diet. So we do have the standard DASH diet, is up 2.3 grams of soy daily. That's about 1 teaspoon of salty. And the other version, the lower version, the DASH diet is up to 1.5 grams of sodium daily, so it's a bit more restricted once it's related with the patients that have higher blood pressure under control, even though they use medication at all treatments. And what's the main points of the DASH diet? So the diet emphasizes eating vegetable, fruit, and reduced fat dairy, moderate amounts of whole grains, fish, poultry, legumes, and nuts. So again, it's pretty similar with the Mediterranean diet as well. So they all recommended a higher consumption of vegetable, fruits, and reduced fat dairy as well, whole grains, beans, and nuts. The main difference is because the DASH diet, they recommend a lower consumption of salt, just more focus on the salt and salt intake to protect the heart. And also here is just a summary as well of the DASH eating plan is. So basically it's just less red meat, more focus on plant-based food. And what the research found about the DASH diet, so we have a study, epidemiological study over 4 years in US, and found that consuming foods in line with the DASH diet to achieve the DASH diet highest score was linked to a lower of global cognitive decline, especially in memory functions. And the main dietary partner study, currently, the one that I'm studying right now in my PhD as well, aligned with our project in lifestyle change, is the Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurocognitive delay, the MIND diet. So what's the MIND diet? The MIND diet was created in 2015 by Claire Morris. And what they found out, the best components in the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet, so as a hybrid partners, so they couldn't see the best components related with the brain function from those 2 diets, and they could create the MIND diet. Also just focus on the main components of the food that can increase our brain health. That means the key difference in the MIND diet compared with the other 2 is the MIND diet will highlight more leaf green vegetables. Vegetables consuming 2 servings daily, but with the focus on the leaves. Nuts are recommended as a snack most of the days, so pretty much we have to consume nuts as a snack every day, and the leaf greens as well. Berries are the only recommended fruit. That not means that we cannot have the other fruits. Of course, we do have it, but the main focus of the MIND diet is the berries, because they are higher in antioxidants and polyphenols. Once they have the color of fruits, they have more antioxidants components that will protect our brain for damage. That's why that's the most recommended group of fruits. But of course, we can still consume the other fruits. But the main focus are the berries. Is the berries consuming every day as a snack as well, almost every day. Fish, at least 1 serving weekly as well. And what's the main finds of the research finds on the MIND diet? So in the American Memory Age project, The mind diet showed a slowed cognitive decline in main aspects of the brain, cognitive function. So participants in the highest consumption group, so they ate the most groups, components aligned with the mind diet score, had a cognitive score equivalent to 7 years and a half younger compared to the group with the lowest consumption. So it's very high, the difference. And the Finger study from Finland was the first study related in lifestyle interventions, where our study, Alzheimer, is based on the Finland as well here. So they couldn't show the adherence to the mind diet, improve brain function. Long-term health diets in general were important for cognitive improvements, but especially the mind diet showed a higher improvement as well. And also, there's an interesting fact that I was noting that even if you have a moderate adherence to the mind diet, we still can have a lot of improvements and benefits through the diets. So we don't need to be so restricted and eat 100% the mind diet. I know it's quite hard, but a moderate adherence that they couldn't see 35% to 40% benefits from the diets in cognitive function. So it's pretty amazing. So overall evidence for the mind diet implies that it substantially is low cognitive decline over and above the effects in the MED and the DASH diet. So which foods we should eat and which foods we should avoid according to the mind diet, just a summarize of the pamphlet that we use for our participants in the Azaro. So we recommend then to increase green leaves, vegetables, other vegetables every day, whole grains, nuts, beans, legumes, berries, as I said, fish, poultry, extra virgin olive oil, and don't forget the water because the fiber works better when we have adequate amount of water. And we should to avoid red and processed meats, fried food, butter and cream, full fat cheese. I have a problem with the cheese as well because they want to have the full block of cheese, but no, they recommend just 2 servings, like 2 slices daily. So we have to limit the amount of cheese as well. Pastries, chocolates, and sweets. So as I said, a recent article was published comparing 3-dose diets. So they comparing the Mediterranean diet, DASH, and the mind diet, and then couldn't see a higher significance, different levels of the mind diet regarding to cognitive function. That means the mind diet was superior than the other diets when it's related with cognitive performance in function and brain health. But why? How does the mind diet protect your brain so much? Why mind diet so good? And why I defend so much as well as a dietitian? The potential mechanisms include, as the research has found, is like, first of all, the mind diet can decrease vascular risk factors. And we all know the vascular risk factors in chronic disease, they are factors that risk factor for dementia as well. Once you protect that, you decrease that, you can also protect your brain from damage, from high cholesterol levels. So the diet can increase the blood lipid profiles, lower blood pressure. Once they combine the DASH diet to stop hypertension and the Mediterranean diet, you have all benefits together from those 2 dietary patterns. So less insulin resistance, weight loss, less oxidative stress and inflammation. So oxidative stress and inflammation that are being seen in the brain of Alzheimer's disease participants, patients. So why is that? Our body, inflammation and oxidative stress is a natural occurrence in our brain, in our whole body to protect us from infections. The problem is in the long terms when you have chronic inflammation and excessive production of free radicals and oxidative stress that start the damage in our brain, in DNA, in all tissues in our body. So we start to become out of the control. That's why we have neuroinflammation, the inflammation of the brain. But our body is protecting with inflammation all the time to protect us against, as I said, toxin, pathogens, and disease. But when you have that chronic inflammation and oxidative stress all the time with junk food and a sedentary lifestyle or high blood pressure, these start to be out of control. That's why we start to damage our brain, DNA tissues, and everything. And also the diet can potentially reduce the accumulation of the brain of proteins known as beta amyloid, toxin proteins, to be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. So summarize that. Oh, it was a bit weird, the slide now, but just to summarize, it was not like that before. Oxidative stress and inflammation is decreased when we have a diet rich in antioxidants, okay, as I said, found in polyphenol, as found in fresh, brightly colored fruits, vegetables, and omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, as we found in oily fish, as tuna, sardines. Okay, and here the dietary aspects of the mind diet that are related with brain health. So omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, okay, we can see oily fish decrease inflammation, antioxidants as well from berry, leaf greens, vegetables, and extra virgin olive oil. So why not do some nutrition tips? Why not we could swap these things? So just summarize that. We can swap pastry muffins for fruits and nuts as snacks, deep fried and fast food for steam, boiled, grilled, pan-fried foods, butter and palm oil for extra virgin olive oil, just a bit of chips, butter spread as for avocado, nut butters, tahini, sausage, red meats for health protein source as fish, legumes, chicken, and full-fat cheese for low-fat cheese and dairy, skim milk, for example. So just nutritional tips that we can do some easier swaps and will increase our general body health. And now, just about to finish my presentation, just a few take-home message for all of us, for, as I say, for our general well-being and brain health. Why not prioritize leaf greens and berries every day, or almost every day, even once the participants ask me, but now fresh berries so expensive, but the frozen ones still do the job very well. So we can still have the frozen ones, as well as a cheaper option. So we can use these foods are rich in antioxidants and nutrients that support our brain health. Choose health fats instead. Our brains use the health fat for structural and for compost our neurons as well. So why not having olive oil, avocado, nuts, essential nutrients to promote heart and brain health, and while reducing the risk of cognitive health decline. Whole grains provide sustained energy and contain fibers, vitamins, and minerals, and limited red and processed food. Lean protein sources like fish, poultry, okay, and consuming whole or minimally processed food. This is a chart summarized everything that I said. That so for a health brain, we can increase the omega-3 fatty acid, Mediterranean diet, polyphenols, antioxidants. So we have a low-fat dairy and health proteins, so we can decrease inflammation in our brain and increase the insulin sensitivity. And we have a larger volume also. And when we have like these habits, pro-inflammatory food, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, or Western diet, we can increase the neuroinflammation, decrease insulin sensitivity, and we can lower our brain health. And here in our project, the Alzheimer as well, if you can know more about our lifestyle study, the link is here, and thank you.